I'm here at the Campello station on the south end of Brockton, and I'll do my best MBTA conductor imitation. Campello! I didn't do it very well, but they say it with enthusiasm. Here's the MBTA system map. Very nice motif here, and it shows you that we are part of a great network of purple lines representing what we call commuter rail, heavier trains that go out into the suburbs as far as Plymouth, Kingston, Middleborough, Lakeville. You see on the southernmost edge of the chart here, Wickford Junction in Rhode Island, all the way out 495, etc. It goes in all directions. It comes into the south station, all of these on the south side. The north side of Boston, northern suburbs, are served by a whole separate set of trains. They're all the same trains, same tracks, but they don't connect. 1 mile of track between North and South Station would change everything in terms of regional commutes, but that's not possible. My grandmother, when my dad was a baby almost 70 years ago, had to take him from South Station to North Station by cab in order to go from DC to Maine. This has been an interruption in the train service for the whole Northeast for decades. But anyway, we had train service was routine back in those days and up through the 1950s. And then as General Motors managed to get rid of trolleys and increase reliance on cars, commuter rail like this became less viable throughout the United States, and including this, what's called the Old Colony Line, south of Boston, from South Station through JFK, UMass, Braintree, down to Middleborough, and through Bridgewater. The three stations, I'll try to zoom in here: Montello, Brockton, Campbell. Campello. Montello means mountain in Italian. That's the higher elevation part of Brockton. Not really a mountain, but higher. Campello means field, the flatter lower part of Brockton on the southern side. And then Brockton just refers to the downtown station. Those three stations run through. I'm going to walk around the station a little bit here. Those three stations together are joined by rail, and there is no at-grade railroad crossing here in the City of Champions, the city of Brockton. They went to great expense. You can see one up ahead, an overhead bridge. Overpasses and underpasses cross every place a road crosses the railroad in the city of Brockton is either over or under. They spent a great deal of extra money and effort to make that happen. It's really obvious in the downtown area where it's, so you have some kind of crowded little overpasses or underpasses. For this reason, makes getting trucks around a little difficult, but it's important to the flow of car traffic in the city. I'm walking here just to point out a couple of things. One is to straight ahead, we have that overpass. You can also see utilities going across on the overpass. Sometimes water, sewer, and electric cable lines all go on a pipe on the side of an overpass like that. Good to know. And then I'm looking over to my right a little bit. Off in the distance, you can see a low, long gray building. That was some kind of mill, probably connected to the shoe business. I don't know the history of that particular building, but it just has that look of a mill. You see, like, modern replacement windows have been put in. The biggest part of rehabbing an old mill often is coping with the fact that they had enormous windows because they had no other light source inside quite often. And so the mill windows will be quite big, and modernizing them has meant not only putting in modern windows, but filling in the whole window opening. Throughout New England, and Brockton is no exception, we have mills clustered around, usually around power sources, but in Brockton, there is no water power in Brockton, as we've talked about, so this was all electric-powered mills. And near the mills, we would have houses. I can see them as I stand here, and I'm going to pan around to show them, but we'll get a better glimpse of them later. You can just see over the fence there some rooftops, what we call two-family houses, or double-decker or triple-decker houses. We'll get a better look at them in another recording later, but they're a very important part of the city of Brockton and all of the mill cities we have here. Even Bridgewater was a mill city And the house I live in was built by the companies that built the mills, that ran the mills. Last thing I'll show you from this vantage point is that freight car, and you can see double track here. They sometimes move freight cars off to the side. They sometimes move passenger cars off to the side as well to pass each other. But the freight train did run continuously even when the passenger rail was not operating. So we do have freight trains that run through Bridgewater campus and run through the city of Brockton. Not very many. This is not like living in Kansas and seeing freight cars with 100 carloads of grain going by or something like that. But we do have some freight that moves by rail in our region on these same tracks.